Us. We're gonna be good coaches after doing 7 hours of fucking videos.
Except the problem's gonna be like, when you're actually coaching people face to face, there is no outtakes. So if you say some super offensive shit,
I say
you can't edit it away.
I say super offensive shit all the time, that's who I am.
It's just people are just gonna be fucking super
So what you gonna do, beat me up? Come on now. Please. Except Urash. I'm not gonna be offensive towards that guy. Alright, so now what we're going to talk about is what my partner's goals are on top of me in mount, okay? Just on your back, lad. What you're going to find is someone new, white belt, blue belt, just spin all the way around. Can you, this way? Yes! Good. So what you're going to find as a white belt is you probably hate mount. And you're going to be like, this dominant position, like why do I hate mount? Well, it's because when you're playing these positions, I don't like thinking of them as mount, side, or north, south. You know, with the scoring system in jiu-jitsu, it makes sense, right? You take someone down, you pass their guard. You pass their guard, you go to knee on belly, you go to knee on belly, you go to mount, then you end up in back control. Well, what's happening there is, yeah, you are advancing the domination in your position in jiu-jitsu, right? Why is back control one of the best positions to be in terms of that scoring system? Because I think in back control, the asymmetry of the position, how effective is my partner at framing on me? Well, not very, because he's facing away from me, right? So that makes sense, and that's quite an obvious thing when you think about it. So back to the point of mount being difficult to maintain when you're low mount. It's two reasons, and we've talked about this in our mount video. My hips are over my partner's hips, which means he can exert a lot of force over me, right? I'm sitting on his power battery, basically. The other thing is, in low mount, I am not doing anything at all to diminish how effective he is at creating frames with his arms. His lats are engaged, his head's engaged, his chest's engaged, his back's engaged. So right now, I'm fighting against giant compound muscle groups of my partner, okay? And that's when I'm in low mount. So what you're gonna really think about now is, well, these positions we talk about, they're not all the same and they're not all equal. So in those positions, we then have to have a frame of reference in terms of how do I make my position better. So my goal when I'm on top of someone in mount is to do largely two things, okay? Foremostly, I need to make sure that he cannot frame on me effectively. If he can't frame on me effectively, he can't diminish the effectiveness of my weight on top of him, which means I'm gonna be in an extremely dominant position on my partner. Okay, now I don't want him to frame on me effectively. How do I go about diminishing the effectiveness of his frames? Well, without going to back exposure, right, which is an obvious way to make sure he can't frame on me. Yeah, back exposure is a really big thing, especially in like the Danaher system. How about I disconnect his lats, yeah, from his frame? So from here, he can frame me, he can extend and frame me, you know, with a lot of strength. If I open his shoulder up, now his ability to frame on me, it's not as effective. Why? Because I'm taking and unplugging a large muscle group that's going to be helping him frame on me. Okay? So that's why when you end up in positions, you'll end up in positions where you're opening up your partner's elbow. Okay? When I open up my partner's elbow, whether it's high mount, whether it's your S-sit, well, what am I doing in these positions? Well, I'm making sure that my partner can't engage his elbow, so he can't start creating effective frames. If he can't start creating effective frames, he can't deal with my weight that I'm applying on top of him. So, thank you, dude. What does that mean? That means now when we think about what is going on in jiu-jitsu, like the meta of jiu-jitsu, instead of rope, taut, side throw, mount, these positions, blah, 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 oh, it doesn't work. Well, why doesn't it work? Well, it doesn't work because you don't understand what's going on. We can now go, well, Jono needs to create effective leverage to get me off him. How does he do that? He creates effective frames. Well, how does he create effective frames? Oh, muscle recruitment, right? He engages a bunch of compound muscle groups and then he becomes really strong. Well, what are my goals when I'm on top of him? How about I don't let him create effective frames? I don't let him create effective frames by diminishing the amount of muscle groups he can get involved in using those frames, okay? So what does that mean? Really simply, one of Jono's major goals on top of me is to get lat exposure on me, okay? So that I can't effectively use my lats on my partner, okay? If I can't use my lats to use my frames become not that effective anymore, okay? So just as one of the major goals that Jono has, it's right there.